I can hear you.
Perfect. And again, I'm Rob. There's few things you can do in life that you have a pretty good idea that you'll never forget.
All right.
This would be one. You're going to fly a real honest-to-goodness World War II plane, which is, I think is pretty cool.
Okay.
Not go for a ride, fly it. All right, let's go ahead and knock out our pre-takeoff checklist here real quick. Anytime you fly an airplane, you always want to use a checklist. That's really important. The last thing you want to do is forget something, because if you forget something, it could be like the last mistake you make, right?
Yep.
So, but if you use a checklist, that would never happen. Now, we have a written checklist for the Stearman. It's not real practical because there's no place to put any anything, any paper. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to use the word cigar, C-I-G-A-R, as an acronym. So basically every letter means something. So go ahead and put your feet back on those pedals, grab that stick. C means controls. So Kevin, what I want you to do is move that stick left and right, front to back, and you're checking for freedom of movement of the control system. Now you'll notice, again, one aileron goes up, one goes down. Good. Check your elevator. You can either turn around or there's a mirror right there. There you go. See back behind you. And then check your rudder pedals as well. Right. Does it feel okay?
Yeah.
It might feel a little bit strange, not equal pressure because the tail wheel's not straight right now. That'll work just fine once we get going.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Next letter I, instruments. Upper left is your altimeter. I can look over your left shoulder. I want you to move that little knob until both needles are pointing straight up at 0.
Say that one more time.
Up that instrument on your instrument panel, top left.
This one right here?
Yes. There's a little knob. Yeah, move that knob until both needles are straight up at 0. There you go. All we care about is how high above the ground we are. I don't care about how high we are above sea level. It's only the ground.
Okay.
Next in line is your airspeed indicator, straight up at 0. And that little black ball looks like it's favoring the left side a little bit. Mine's the same way. Once we start rolling forward, that'll come right back into the middle. Those 3 instruments are going to be your primary instruments. Don't worry about the rest. I've got the engine for you today.
Okay.
Again, for guys, we're not so great at multitasking, especially at first. So I want you to learn how to fly the airplane. Next time, I'm going to have you on the throttle.
Okay.
All right, so CIG is gasoline right above your head. There's a little glass tube.
Okay.
If I move the airplane around, you see the little bobber way up on, there you go, you can see it.
Yes, I do.
We have almost a full tank of fuel, so we have enough for 3 hours on board. Each quarter tank is an hour of flight time, so we're good to go there.
All right.
Inside the cockpit, by your left knee, is a mixture control that I'm moving around.
Okay.
The higher you go, the less dense the air is, which means you don't need as much fuel. That's why airplanes like to fly high, because it's cheaper up there.
Yep.
We're down here low, so we're going to leave that all the way forward. Then the fuel valve is right ahead of that little red arrow that I'm moving.
Okay.
We'll keep that on. Or it's going to be exciting on takeoff. A is accessories, elevator trim tab. Don't worry about those. I'll take care of that for you. The last letter we have is R, and that stands for run-up. And we're going to check our engine out by the runway. If we did it now, there's a couple of people right behind us that I don't think would be too happy. Blast them, man.
Oh, come on.
I know, that'd be awesome. So if you don't mind, just have your feet on the floorboards, not on the pedals, but hold on to that stick. That'll help me out if you hold on to that stick.
All right.
And away we go. Now here's the crazy thing. Looking straight ahead, you can't see a thing, right?
Nope.
So we're pretty fortunate here at this airport because no one can land here but us. And there's nothing, there's no one ahead of us. But if you're at a normal airport, you have to be very cautious because there's other airplanes, it could be a person, a car, whatever. So what you want to do is these little S-turns. So you go a little bit to the left, and then you hang your head out the right side. Nothing home, back to the right, hang your head out the left-hand side. Notice I'm not moving the stick, I'm moving those pedals down there. Because the pedals control the little wheel back behind us.
Yeah.
The tail wheel. Here's our main runway. Basically the wind is calm, so we're going to use this long runway here.
Okay. Here's a funny question. Have you ever hit a bird?
I've never hit a bird. No, I take that back. Yes, I have once.
Once.
I hit it was sad here. I hit a sandhill crane on landing.
Oh, God.
And not in the air, but it was, you know, those sandhill cranes, they're not really afraid of anything, and he wasn't really getting out of my way, and I didn't see him. And I wrapped his head around the leading edge of the lower left wing here. I thought I killed him, right? I felt really bad because those things mate for life. And I got on a car and went down there, and he was gone. So he got up and flew away. I didn't kill him.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I felt better. But I did some research, and on like eagles and buzzards and how fast those guys fly. 40 to 45 miles an hour is how fast those things are flying. We're going 80 to 85 miles an hour. So we're only going like 40 miles an hour faster than those birds. They, believe me, they hear us coming and they get out of the way. Okay, so back on our pre-takeoff checklist. Again, we've done everything with the exception of the R, and that's for run-up. I'm looking at my oil temperature gauge. That's the bottom row of instruments on the far right. That's the long needle, and so we're above 30 degrees centigrade, which is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what we need it to be. So go ahead and bring the stick all the way back to your lap. I'll bring the power forward. We're going to check our ignition system here. So we have dual ignition. So think of a distributor in a car.
Okay.
But it's on the left side. You see me moving that little black lever there?
Yes, I do.
And the engine's fine. And we have something that's pretty cool. If you look out the right side of the airplane, surprise, smoke, right? Well, I maybe shouldn't have done that by being right next to that road here. But it's awesome. Yeah, we're going to be an air show pilot for a day here today.
Awesome.
So just so you know, if we smoke, you know, we're not on fire or anything like that. So the airplane's good to go. So here's the deal. I'm going to do the takeoff. I want you to have your feet on the floorboards, not on the pedals. Hold on to the stick. Feel what I do, because if you ever come back and fly with me again, I'm going to have you do the takeoff next time. Okay? And I'll kind of talk you through it. And then as soon as we get off the ground, I'll have you put your feet on the pedals. When you put your feet on the pedals, you always want your heels on the floorboards.
Okay.
Okay, let me check our runway and make sure there's nothing on it.
Do you want the stick all the way pulled back right now?
We want the stick right about there. That's a neutral.
Okay.
And when we're flying, that's where it's going to stay on its own. There's nothing ahead of us. So the idea here, Kevin, on takeoff is you look straight ahead, you focus on infinity, and when you do so, peripherally on the side of the airplane, you can see these little white runway markers right in the middle.
Yeah.
We're going to bring the power on forward. All right, that's full power all the way forward. Leave the stick right where it's at. The tail comes off the ground on its own. She's ready to fly right now. We just gently bring the nose up a little bit, and she's off the ground. Now we want airspeed over altitude. We want 75 miles an hour.
Okay.
There's 75. Go ahead and put your feet on the pedals, and up we go. Look at this smile. All right, so lower that nose just a little tiny bit. There, hold it right there. Look at your airspeed indicator. We're going about 75. So that's the airspeed we want. If you look outside the airplane, you can see our wings are level with the horizon. That's what we want as well. All right. The first thing we're going to do here together is we're going to learn how to turn it. All right.
Okay.
And I can feel right now you're pretty strong on the stick. Just kind of relax. There you go. Much better. All right. So let's try a turn to the left together. So gently ease the stick to the left. She's going to roll to the left. Get the angle of bank that you want, you bring the stick to neutral. Perfect. Now, remember on the ground I said we have a lot of torque pulling the nose to the left.
Yeah.
So if you look at that little black ball on your instrument panel, that little bubble level,
yeah.
See how the ball's in the middle?
Yeah.
You don't need to use any left rudder at all to help the airplane turn to the left. The torque's doing that for you.
All right.
So just keep it there. Cool. Then you look back outside. Fantasy of Flight is over here on your left. You see the red and white checkerboard water tower?
Yes, sir.
Keep it going left. Keep looking left. You're going to see another red and white tower.
Okay.
You see that red and white tower over there?
Yes, sir.
Head towards that. Now, perfect. We'll roll the wings back to level, so you just stick to the right. When the wings are level, stick back to neutral. Awesome. Great job. All right. So we're going to cross over the runway down below. Once we cross over the runway, We're going to make a right-hand turn together, and I'm going to give your family a little air show smoke as well.
All right.
So they know you're doing good. All right, let's try that now. So you ease the stick to the right. She's going to roll to the right. You get the angle of bank that you want. You bring the stick to neutral. Good. Now look at that little black ball. See how the ball's out to the right?
Yeah.
Push forward on the right pedal until the ball comes back in the middle. It does not take a lot of movement. There's some air show smoke. Cool. And then roll the wings back to level. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I just taught you how to fly. Boom. Kevin, let's make a left-hand turn. See that big pond right there?
Yes, sir.
Head over towards that. If you want to call it a pond, it's like a, I don't know what you call that.
I don't know what you call
Yeah.
that.
A hole in the ground. How's that? Good. Then we'll roll the wings back to level. To the right. To the right. There you go. Now, if you look over the nose about 2-3 miles, you're going to see a bunch of grass. It's too late now. The nose is up. But it's a bunch of grassy area. That's where we're going.
All right.
We'll head that way now. Looking good. Another good reason why we should always be looking outside the airplane. Yeah, we're looking for other planes. How about that? But down here low to the ground, we're not very high. Usually airplanes are a lot higher than us.
Yeah.
A lot of the maneuvers that we're going to be doing today, they're called ground reference maneuvers. And so what that means is just by looking over the side of the airplane, you can see which direction we're going.
Gotcha.
So, for example, look down below you to your right. You see this road we're going to cross over the top of?
Yes, sir.
That's Route 33, which is meaningless to you. What that means to, what that should mean to you is that road right here is north and south.
Okay.
Okay? So let's cross over this road. We'll make a right-hand turn. We'll go to the north. There you go. Let's try that now. We want a shallow turn, nothing too steep. We want to fly parallel to that road. Good, and then we'll roll the wings to level. Cool. So if nothing else, now you know what north is. Now, look over here off your left. Over here in the distance, you see the fence lines and the tree lines. There's one there, there's one here. These are property lines. They're all laid out. The surveyors came in here, laid them out east, west, north, and south, so you can see which direction we're going. Like these trees, they're like in almost a square. Let's make a left-hand turn. Let's go to the west. There you go. Good. And we'll roll, once we're going to the left, we'll roll the wings to level. Awesome. Now, do you see those wires that are directly ahead of you?
I do not.
They're about 3 feet, yeah, the ones right ahead of you. They're in the, kind of in the letter V.
All right.
All right, so right now those wires are 45 degrees to the horizon.
All right.
So let's do a 20-degree angle of bank turn to your right. Let's go back to the north. 10 degrees, 20 degrees. And so I'm looking at those wires, and then I'm looking at the horizon, and I know that the horizon's level. There you go. And then you can look over the side of the airplane. You can pick up what north is. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you this. If you look at me in the mirror, I know you're busy flying, but I let go of the stick after your second turn. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. Let's make another left-hand turn. Let's go back to the west. Cool. What do you think so far? Pretty cool?
It's hard getting used to how
sensitive? Yes, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, and that takes some getting used to, because as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of movement.
No, it doesn't.
And then, so what, and it'll be, you can be kind of freaked out by it for about another 2 or 3 minutes, and then you won't think about it anymore. Okay, so let's go into our lesson. Again, those wires right ahead of you are 45 degrees. So what we're looking for next is a 30-degree angle of bank turn to your left. Right now, you're going to the west, and I want you to roll out when we're going to the east. So let's try that. So 30, yeah, 30 degrees. So I guess that's 10, 20, a little bit more. Boom. I'd say that's 30. Cool. And then look over what we got here. This little line here is north-south. This one here is east-west. So we just keep it going to your left until we're heading back to the east. This is awesome. What a great day to do this.
It is a great day to do this.
Perfect. We're going to the east. Let's roll out of this. Let's try one to your right. Same deal. 30-degree angle of bank turn to your right. 180-degree change of direction. Good. Remember to add that right rudder. Keep that ball in the middle. There you go. And then you can look over the side and see which direction you're going. Right now, we're going to the south. And I'm picking up this little property line right here. This is north-south, east and west. So keep it going right until we're heading back to the west. And then we'll roll the wings back to level. So far, so good?
So far, so good.
All right, I'm going to push you now. So again, focus in on those wires. They're 45 degrees. Let's try a 360-degree turn to your left. Put that left wire parallel with the horizon and a little bit above the horizon, and that'll be a level turn to the sky. There's no one around us, Kevin. Let's try one to your left. Parallel and above the horizon. If that wire falls below the horizon, you're going downhill. Perfect. Hold that right there. To get your private pilot's license, this is one of the maneuvers they make you do. Cool. Now, when you're looking straight ahead, it doesn't look like a big deal. Keep it going left, but we're going to do a 360. But look to your left. Kind of steep, huh? Not a big deal. This is 270 degrees is here. 360 degrees is here. Awesome. Roll those wings back to level. Let's try one to the right. Same deal. Add a little right rudder. Good. A little bit more right rudder. A little bit more. Get that ball in the middle. That's 180 degrees. $270 degrees. $360 degrees. Awesome. And then we'll roll the wings back to level. That, sir, is how to make a turn in an airplane. Not a big deal. So you've done shallow turns, you've done climbing turns, coordination turns, and steep turns. All about the turn. However, we did lose a little bit of altitude on those turns. If you look at your upper left-hand instrument, we're down here at about 500, 600 feet.
Yeah.
So let's climb back up a little higher. We'll go up to 800 feet at 75 miles per hour. Now, the next maneuver is a lazy 8. That's a crazy maneuver. We didn't really talk much about it on the ground. You're going to love it. It's a lot of fun, but it's 4 turns with going up and down at the same time. So the best thing for us to do here is I'm going to come on the controls with you. I'll show you how to do it.
Okay.
And then if you like them, I'll have you do them on your own. So here I am. Just stay with me. I'm with you on the controls here. All right, so we'll go up a little higher here. Up we go. Okay, so we're on about 75 to 80, 85. There's about 85. 10-degree angle of bank turn to our left. That's all the angle of bank you want. Then you bring the nose up. So basically, right now, you're in a climbing turn.
Okay.
As we're going uphill, you're going to hear the RPM decrease. Do you hear the engine kind of losing RPM?
Yes.
We don't move the stick at all. She's really slow. Gravity will pull the nose through the horizon on its own. Now listen to it. 75 to 80, 85, there's 90, there's 95, there's 100, 105, 110. We roll the wings back to level, and we're going the other direction. Now, I think that was a smile. I don't know. I think that was a smile. It was pretty cool.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, airplane's yours. I don't have to ask you if you liked it, the smile set at all. I'll talk you through it. Lower that nose a little bit. Lower the nose. Give yourself a little bit more airspeed. Lower the nose. All right, good. All right, let's try one to your left. 10-degree angle of bank to your left, then bring the stick to neutral. Good, bring the nose up. Hold it right there. Up we go. Gravity will pull the nose through the horizon. Downhill we fly. Good start. Rolling it to your right. Bring the nose up. Oh, there's about 2 G's.
That felt great.
Awesome. Okay, let's try one of those to the right. The only difference here is I want you to use the little right rudder pedal pressure over the top, okay? There's no one around you, Kevin. Let's try one. 10 degrees, bring the nose up. Good, now freeze the stick there. Push on that right rudder. Good. Now, downhill she flies. Now listen to it. 90, 95, there's 100. Start rolling it left. Bring the nose up, 2 G's. There you go. So it's your very own roller coaster in the sky, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
This is great.
Okay, so here's the test. We want to do one of those to the left, followed by one of those to the right. No stopping in between the two. We want to practice on this because this is what we're going to do for your family when we go back.
All right.
All right, so whenever you're ready, let's try it. So a shallow turn, bring that nose on up. Hold it right there. Look over your left shoulder. Look how steep and slow this thing gets over the top. Isn't that cool? Now, here comes the nose. Start gently rolling it right and up. Right and up. Same thing to your right. Hold it right there. Push on that right rudder. Start gently rolling it left. Bring that nose on up. And that's a complete lazy 8 all by yourself.
Well, the weightlessness is really funny.
Yeah. But we'll do some fun stuff with that a little bit later on. So, does it fly like you thought it was going to fly? Is it better? Is it worse? Are you pretty much over that sensitivity issue that you had earlier?
The sensitivity's not with the stick as much as with the pedals now.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah. When we first took off, I had a sensitivity with the stick. I'm starting to get used to that now. But the pedals is where I'm.
This is crazy. So roll the wings back to level, so you can see what the pedals do. So we'll keep the wings level. Now push on the right pedal. Watch what it does. So remember I said it yaws. The whole tail's going that way.
Yeah.
So try the other way. And it's sensitive because that rudder back there is humongous. I mean, it's really, really big.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make a 180-degree turn, left or right, your choice. There you go. And I love that you just rolled into a 45-degree angle of bank turn. Cool. Perfect. Okay, we'll roll the wings to level here. All right, so here's the deal. I want you to maintain wings level. That will not be hard for you. You're doing a great job. We're at 800 feet. I'm going to gently bring the power back. All right. Now gently lower the nose. Put it into a shallow dive. A little bit more. A little bit more. Good. Now tell me when you hear the whistle of the wind and the wires.
I hear it right now.
All right. So you're going about 90. Bring it back to level flight. Good. Now listen to it.
And I notice that we're going a bunch slower now.
Bring the nose up some more. Bring the nose up some more. It's going really slow, huh?
Yeah, I definitely hear the
Perfect.
difference.
Here's your stall. Don't move the stick. Airplane's going to say, hey, Kevin, if you won't lower my nose, I'm going to do it for you. It speeds up. Do you hear it speeding up?
Yep.
Look what the nose does. It comes right back up to level flight on its own. So here's the deal. You do not have to look at an airspeed indicator if you know what it sounds like, right? So you know when it goes, when it's going fast because it's really loud. You know when it's going slow because it's not loud. And if you ever screw up and inadvertently stall the airplane, yeah, it's not a big deal. In fact, I think you liked it. You started smiling. And that's how you fly a plane. Left, right, up, down, fast, slow. Doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Let's climb. Right now we're at about 300, 400 feet. Let's climb back up to about 600 or 700 feet. Remember, you got to maintain airspeed or it's going to slow down and stall. And the best airspeed to climb is 75 miles per hour. So back in World War II, you would have been expected to solo this airplane in between 8 and 12 hours of instruction. If you could not do that, they gave you 2 more hours of training. If you still couldn't solo it, they kicked you out. Now, you've been flying this thing now for 17 minutes, which is not very long. But let me ask you this. Do you think that you might have been able to solo this airplane in 10 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've only been flying for 17 minutes, and now you have the confidence to fly it by yourself in 10 hours. And that's why I was such a great trainer. All right, so we have some time to play. So let's try this. Let's go ahead and level off here. What did you think about doing those turns? Did you like those turns?
The 360-degree turns?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were fun.
Okay, let's try this. Let's try another 360 to your left. When you start your turn, I'm going to give you some air show smoke. If you make a level turn in the sky, you should fly right through your smoke. The idea is to try and do this without looking at the instruments. Let's try it. Put the wire parallel and above the horizon. Smoke on now. There's your marker. Let's see what we can do here. Good. Start looking for your smoke. You see it there?
I see it.
Fly right through it. If you would have done that on your private pilot check ride, that passes right there. And you've been flying now 18 minutes. Great job. Let's try one right. Same deal. So either you're a natural or your instructor is highly, highly skilled.
I'm going to go with instructor.
Awesome. Hold it right there. Around we go.
And again, I've always wanted to fly a plane, so.
Not just a plane. There's your smoke right ahead of you. So roll it on out. You see it right ahead of you? That passes as well. Cool. There it is. Nice job. Now, what did you think about that lazy 8? Did you like that?
That was a lot of fun.
I think that was your favorite. Let's go up a little higher, and we'll practice those. Give you some more power. Now look at your instruments. You can see we're going about, what, 65? So roll the wings to level. There, we're going to climb back up to 800 feet first. The airplane climbs best and more efficiently when the wings are level, because the steeper your angle of bank on a turn, the airplane actually loses lift. Okay, when we get up to 800 feet, we'll level off there. Perfect, okay. So lower that nose. Let's try a lazy 8 here, Kevin, to your left. So lower that nose. Let's get a little bit more airspeed. There's no one around you. Whenever you're ready, let's try it. So shadow turn, bring that nose on up. Sweet. You're going straight up right now. Look over your left shoulder. Start rolling it right. Shadow turn to your right. Up you go. Hold that stick right there. Push on that right rudder. And then here's your G portion that you like. Insane, right?
That's so much fun.
All right, 180 left or right, your choice. You can do this all day.
I could do this all day long.
Okay, so we'll roll the wings to level here. You made a mention, you mentioned earlier that you like the G stuff, so bring the nose up. Good, push the stick forward. Bring the nose up. Push the stick forward.
That's why I like playing roller coasters. I like that feeling.
You like that negative stuff?
Yeah.
Fun. That's what's cool about flying is supposed to be fun, you know? It's not supposed to be boring going from point A to point B. It's supposed to be fun. Great job with the rudder. I saw you just got on that. All right, let's try this. It's kind of a fun deal to do. Let's go, right now we're at 500 feet. Let's descend down, a left-hand turn. Let's descend down to 300 feet. There you go. A little bit later on in our flight, you're going to be doing the very same thing. Keep it going left. Let's go down a little lower. This is what I like. Check it out. Look over there. You're at like 200 feet above the ground, more or less. It's cool, yeah. You can actually see stuff, you know. When you're up at 20,000 feet, you can't see anything. But now, awesome. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, flying's enjoyable.
It is. It really is.
It's stress relieving, especially when you fly an airplane like this, because this airplane's so well built that you know, basically nothing's going to go wrong with it. It's not doesn't have any systems in it, complex stuff. All right.
Like a regular plane.
Yeah, exactly. That's the more complex the airplane, the more stuff can go wrong. Okay, so as you come around, you see the red and white checkerboard water tower right ahead of you.
Now I do.
Okay. I want you to climb back up to 800 or 900 feet. Now remember, we learned about what happens if the airplane goes too slow. It will stall. And we also learned that the airplane likes to climb at what speed? 75 miles an hour. So let's climb straight ahead with the wings level, 75 miles an hour, and we'll get some extra altitude so we can do another lazy 8.
It's so hard to steer.
Well, the idea is, like right now, you're going, what, 70, so lower that nose a little bit. Right about there. Now, the airspeed's going to pick up. But look over here. You see your climb angle? There's a horizons level. You can see what we call our angle of attack. It's not really steep, but if you hold this and follow the horizon around, and it touches a portion of the engine,
yeah,
and just hold that there, and you're close to the airspeed that you want. Because again, what you don't want to do is look at it, be staring at the airspeed indicator. Let's make a little bit more of a right-hand turn. Good, this is good right here.
Level out?
Well, yeah, we'll roll the wings to level. Awesome. The buildings you see off your left shoulder over here, way over there, that's Disney. That's Champions Gate, that big hotel there, Omni. And so where I want you to go here, Kevin, their Fantasy of Flight is there, the checkerboard water tower. You see that lake that's right ahead of us? Not the big one off to your right. There's a small lake right ahead of you. That's where I want you to go.
The first one?
Yep, and just continue your climb. And it's great because we're not high enough to fly over the city off to your right. To fly over a city, you must be at 1,000 feet, and we are not.
Can't this thing go up to 1,000 feet?
Oh yeah, but it takes a while to get there.
Gotcha. How high can this go?
I've had it up to 13,000.
13,000?
Yeah.
Does it get cold up there?
Freezing. But we were flying, my father and I were flying it out from California, and we were up in Montana, or Wyoming, Montana. And so the ground up there was 8,000 feet anyway, so we were 5,000 feet above the ground.
I got you.
Okay, so here we are, 800 feet. I'm comfortable here. Let's go ahead and level off here. Your folks can hear you, and they can see you, and they know what's coming up. So when we get over this lake, we're going to try this lazy 8. We're going to go to our right, but not, I'll tell you when.
All right.
So lower that nose.
Lower the nose.
Yeah, lower the nose. Yeah, lower the nose. We're level. Yeah, that's level flight. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, 10 degrees to our right, and then bring the nose up. Here's some air show smoke. Right rudder. Beautiful. That's the best one you've done so far. Perfect, Kevin. Good. Super. Start rolling it left. Do the same thing to your left. Shallow turn to your left. Up you go. Hold that stick right there. Start rolling it right. Bring that nose on up. Oh, awesome. Show off. All right. So here's the next thing we're going to do. Is you always want to land and take off into the wind.
Okay.
Okay? We took off on this long runway right here. But if you look at the lake over here, you see which way the wind's blowing? It's coming from that way, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to land on this short runway. So what I want you to do is do a 180-degree turn and head for the white water tower. We did those 30-degree angle of bank turns up at altitude for a reason, because in the pattern to land, that's what we're looking for. Good, so you see that white water tower right ahead of you?
Yes, I do.
Head over towards that. Perfect. Cool. So we're going to fly a big rectangle in the sky, and we are looking for 30-degree angle of bank turns. I'll tell you when to make your first turn. And that's why geometry, you know, I've never really listened in geometry.
Neither did I.
I think I got a D in that.
I was asleep. I failed geometry.
Hated it. But when you fly a plane, you use geometry all the time. All right, 30-degree angle of bank turn. 90 to the right. 90-degree change of direction. Not too steep. Head over towards this big lake that's right ahead of you now. Cool. Roll the wings to level here. Your next landmark is right there. You see that water tower that's kind of like bluish green, teal colored? When we get up here, we're going to make another right-hand turn. I'm going to have you head over towards that.
All right.
I'll let you know when. How about now? Shadow turn, 30-degree angle of bank turn to your right. There you go. Head over towards that bluish green water tower. There it is. We'll roll the wings to level. Now, looking off your right, it's hard to see our runway, but our runway goes from this lake to the other lake. Do you see it?
I see it.
All right. When you're ready, I want you to make one more right-hand turn, line up the airplane with that runway. Let's start our turn now so it's not that steep. And lower the nose. Lower that nose. There you go. Cool. So I was kind of harping on you up there about listening to the airplane because the idea is when you learn how to land it, we're not looking at an airspeed indicator. We're listening to it all the way to the ground. Because if you start looking at a gauge, you're going to hit a tree. All right, so there's your runway right ahead of you. Hear that whistle?
Yep.
Nice. Awesome. All right, power is at idle. I'll tell you what, I'm going to take it from here, so have your feet on the floorboards, not on the pedals. Now listen to this thing. We're down here, it's getting slower, it's getting slower. Just like that stall that you did earlier, I'm doing the same thing, and we're on the ground. Now, the airplane's going to slow down when it wants to. We don't get on the brakes. Because if you get on the brakes, we're going to be hanging by your seatbelt on it.
Upside down.
Upside down. What do you think?
I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I hate to tell you this, but if you ever fly like a Cessna, they're not as much fun as this.
Oh, really?
Oh, no. You're sitting inside.
See, that's a lot of the experiences. You get to sit outside and you feel the wind on you.
Yes. Of course. And again, it's seat of the pants flying. You feel it. You feel the wind. You hear the wind. When you sit inside, it's hard. You're certainly not feeling anything. And those Cessnas, they have like 20 instruments. And so you have a tendency, us guys, we're easily distracted. I know I am. So you're staring at instruments, and that's not how you fly a plane.
No.
I guess that's how you fly a plane if you're getting your instrument rating. But when you're starting to learn how to fly,
you get a feel for the plane first.
Yeah, you got to learn how to fly, exactly. Well, I had a good time with you. I knew we were going to have a good time.
I had a lot of fun.
And I did not sense that you were overly nervous about the whole deal either.
In all honesty, no. I was very calm throughout everything. The only thing that I was really, really nervous about was when we were doing the Lazy Eights and we were actually coming down.
It's weird looking at the ground, huh?
It's very weird looking at the ground in a plane that's supposed to be in the air.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is once you do like 10, 15 Lazy Eights, you get better and better, more comfortable with them, and then you start pushing yourself and you're going straight up, and you come straight down, man. And it is kind of crazy. I know exactly what you're saying. So we're bringing it on in.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you think I did?
No, you did good. The thing is, you didn't do anything poorly.
Awesome.
You did fine. I mean, so for you to learn how to fly, you'd be a really good candidate. Go down to Best Buy, grab a flight simulator game for they're like $40, right? And a cheap joystick, and upload it to your computer and fly around, have fun. You can teach yourself how to land them, you know. So at least you have some type of idea before you go into your flight training.
Okay.
We're going to spin this rascal around right here. And we're going to bring the mixture all the way back to lean.